But I'd just like to share a little testimony before we start. A week or two ago, I bought a new vehicle from a little place called Balclutha. You say, why are you buying a vehicle in Balclutha? Well, long story, but that was the good deal. And he was transporting it up to my son Caleb's place in Picton, where Caleb was going to pick up some stock for me from Nelson, and then I'd go across on the ferry, pick up the vehicle, bring it back. So it was all going to work. And anyway, I got delivered there on Saturday, a week or two back. And then on the Monday morning, a guy drove around the corner and he hadn't connected his horse float properly. And his horse float came off and smashed right into the back of my new vehicle. So the guy was really good. He rang me up, and Caleb had already sort of alerted me to the fact that it had happened. And I thought, we'd had the thoughts all go through your mind in a second. And we'd had such a great weekend prior to this Monday morning. Had a great soapbox where Phil had been talking about mentoring, and I really love that subject of spiritual mentoring. We had great ministry in the church. And when I heard about this, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to ruin my good spiritual weekend worrying about a vehicle, it's got a little ding in it. Everything can be fixed. So I was in good mindset, praise God. He'd given me peace with it. And the chap who had caused the accident, whose trailer it was, rang me up. And he was really upset and very apologetic. And he'd actually spent the weekend in Christchurch, and he was on his way back to the North Island. And he says, I'm going to be stuck here in Picton now because, I've got to get the trailer fixed, and I'm so sorry. And anyway, I said to him, you can take or leave this, but I said, I believe in God, I'm a Christian, and all things work together for good for those who love the Lord. And I said, God allowed your trailer to come off and hit my vehicle, and good will come out of it. And I thought, things happen, and sometimes you don't see good out of it, but this time I thought, actually, this guy's going to hear about the Lord. There's going to be something good that's going to come out of this. So, I talked a little bit about that. And then he said how that, it's such a bad weekend. This is the third thing that's happened to me. I don't know what the other things were, but he was feeling a bit low. And he says, now I'm stuck in Picton to Wednesday, and he was in business as well and having to get things done. And I said to him, don't worry about that, because again, things happen for reasons. I said, I've got a good friend, an English friend, who does a lot of preaching around the world, and he was in Russia a number of years ago. And he was booked on a flight out of Russia to fly home, and he got stuck in traffic and missed his flight. So he arrived at the airport quite late and, now a bit flustered because, he's missed his flight home. So he went to the check-in counter and just sort of said, listen, I was supposed to be on that flight that's now gone, and I need to rebook another flight. And the lady at the counter said, you were on that flight? Yeah, I missed it, I got stuck in traffic. So you were on that flight? Yeah. And she told him that flight had crashed and everyone on board had been killed. And our friend, good brother Duncan Heaster was that chap. And, again, God allowed him to get stuck in traffic so that he didn't get killed and he can continue his work. And I told this guy, and I sort of felt that he was feeling a bit bad about his weekend, a bit bad about hitting my vehicle, and hopefully he sort of felt a bit more encouraged, and who knows where it heads. But, it's good has come out of it, and at the end of the day, it's his fault, it's covered by insurance, everything's fixable, so, it's not a big deal. But anyway, I thought I'd just share that because, sometimes we are throwing curveballs, and you just got to be prepared to just wait that little bit and let the peace of God come into your heart and look for the good that's going to come out of it.